Today we will fold and paint a star. For this project, I am using some thicker drawing paper. It's in the shape of a square. This one's 9 by 9 inches. I'm also going to use a Sharpie and some scissors. You could probably just use a pencil instead of a Sharpie. And then I have some metallic watercolor paints, but you could use a tempera paint as well. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my paper in half. And I'm going to try to match up my lines and my corners just right, and then make a nice crease on the bottom of my paper. I want my paper to open up at the top. So the top is open and the bottom is my folded section. Now I want my bottom right corner to go halfway between my left side. So I'm just going to put a little mark about halfway down the left side of my paper. And I'm going to take my bottom right corner and fold it to that mark. Okay, so the bottom right corner, remember the closed side is at the bottom, and I'm going to fold it to that mark halfway up the left side. And then I'm going to make a nice crease so that my paper stays right there. And this is very important to try to get it right around halfway and make a nice crease. Fold the corner up, make a nice crease. Then I'm going to take my bottom left corner and I'm going to fold that one along this diagonal line. I'm really trying to focus on getting a nice point at the bottom. You see how the bottom has a really nice point down there? It went right along that line to create that diagonal, and I'm making a very strong crease using my nails if I need to get that nice point. Next, I'm going to take the top right and I'm going to fold it down to the bottom left, and I want my lines to match up right along the sides there. So I've got two lines that I want to match up there along the bottom, and I'm going to push that down and crease it again to make a nice fold. You can see that my bottom point is nice and sharp. All right, now I'm going to rotate my paper so that it looks kind of like a torch pointing up. And you should have this line here from the paper that was there. And I'm going to make a dot along the left point of my paper. And I'm going to make a dot about halfway down, but maybe a little bit lower than that on the right side of my paper. So two dots, one on the left corner and then one a little bit lower than halfway down on the right side. And I'm just going to make a light pencil mark to connect those dots. That is where I'm going to cut. So you can see I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along that line. And you are cutting through multiple layers of paper, so it might be kind of tricky to get a nice cut. I don't need that top section anymore. What I'm left with is a triangle. When I open up the triangle, you will see that I now have my very own star. So cool. At this point, I am going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to trace over the fold lines of my star. So this will divide my star into sections. And I like to start at the middle and then bring the line down towards me I find that that's the easiest way to trace the lines. And you can see that I'm rotating my star as I do each of the fold lines all the way around. Again, this is dividing my star into nice equal sections. I should have lines going all the way around on each fold. Now I am doing this with Sharpie. You could also do this with pencil, or you don't need the lines at all if you are pretty confident in not getting lost as you paint. Now another option, if you wanted to, you could add little designs in these lines, but I am just going to go ahead and start adding some paint. I'm using some metallic watercolors and just some water on my brush. I am going to use 2 shades of gold. So I've got like a darker gold and then I've got like a lighter yellow. So I want to use both. And I'm just going to start off in one section painting some gold paint. This paint is nice because it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I have also done this with tempera paint. If you happen to have gold, that's super awesome. If you'd rather do it in another color that you have 2 shades of, like yellow and orange would work really well for this as well. I'm going to skip the section that's right next to the one that I just painted, and now I'm going to fill in the next section with gold paint so that I am painting every other section with my gold. So I did one, then I skipped one, and I'm going to do another one, skip another one, and continue all the way around my star. Painting the star with just these sections helps give it a dimension. It makes it look like it's not so flat. If it's easier to turn the star while you're painting so that you don't rub your hand through the paint, that could be a good idea as well. So I like to rotate my star around as I paint so that I'm not putting my hand in sections that I've already painted. I am continuing all the way around my star until I have all of the sections painted with my gold paint, and then I will switch to a lighter color. At this point, I am using my shimmery yellow paint. You can see that it is lighter than the gold so that there is a difference in value as I am painting in my star. I am painting the yellow on all of the areas that are not yet painted so that my pattern on my star will be yellow, gold, yellow, gold, yellow, gold, and so on. I am making sure to completely fill all of my sections with my paint so that it is nice and neat, and I cover up all of the white of the paper. You can always go back in and touch up your edges, or maybe even add another layer in case you wanted to make certain sections a little bit darker than others. At this point, you can either be done, or you could add maybe patterns or designs on top of your sections. Sometimes it's kind of fun to add varying shape or line patterns to each section of the star. Here you have the finished project, and we ended up putting these stars with a Bethlehem scene that we made. So we have the town of Bethlehem and then these shimmering stars above and the angels all around. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please check out Ehlke Art on YouTube for more fun art tutorials. Have a good one.